While he might be regarded as one of the greatest players of all time and can pretty much do whatever he wants, Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't get to do all he wants at his home. I mean, it's kind of funny. When you step out of the house, you're the king of the world, and people flock around you just to get a few seconds of your attention. But back home though, you might be an important part of her life, but your wife or girlfriend is not going to be clamoring for your attention. In fact, she'd expect you to do certain things that you normally wouldn't do for someone else. So it is natural to find out that Ronaldo's partner Georgina has banned the Manchester United star from doing one thing. But before we unreveal that, there's some bits and pieces of information that need to be sent out. For instance, Didier Deschamps has sent a strong message to Zinedine Zidane, who harbours hopes of one day managing the French national side. Manchester United were embarrassed on the opening day of the season against Brighton, and in the backdrop, they are still hoping to seal the signing of Frenkie de Jong. Well, the Red Devils have made another offer reportedly. Bayern Munich, on the other hand, have made a decision regarding the future of Benjamin Pavard. Before we get started, we want to share the sponsor of today's video. The OneFootball app is the ultimate football platform and is a must-have for every football fan, so that you can follow all of your favourite leagues, teams and players all the time right from your phone. You can be sure to turn on notifications for specific players to be instantly alerted when they score a goal or when they are involved in other breaking news. It is the best and easiest way to stay up to date with everything football. Click the link in the description down below to download the app right now. You won't regret it. This has been quite a transfer window for Bayern. Admittedly, the German champions lost Robert Lewandowski, but they also signed Matthijs de Ligt, Noussair Mazraoui, Ryan Gravenberch and Sadio Mane, in addition to Matthias Tel, although the youngster is one for the future. Among the players who were announced as potential starters, there was Benjamin Pavard. With the various arrivals in the defensive sector, both on the right and in central defence, the places were going to be well occupied this season, and for many, the doors were closed for the former Lille man. We were already talking about the interests of English leaders or Atletico Madrid for the French international, but according to information from Sport 1, a decision has been made. Pavard will not be sold. Why? Quite simply because Julian Nagelsmann has expressed his desire to keep the Frenchman in his workforce. The German leaders, although aware that they could have made a good sale, decided to respect the decision of their coach. The outlet says the player, whose contract expires in 2024, will only leave if he asks to, but he won't be pushed out. The outlet clarifies that, recently, the player had doubts about his upcoming role in the squad following the aforementioned arrivals, but the Bavarian summer preparation has shown that Nagelsmann is indeed counting on him. The 2022 World Cup, which will take place in Qatar from November 21st to December 18th, 2022, is just around the corner. The French side, current champions, are obviously eagerly awaited, and the list of 23 or 26 players selected should be known before their departure for Qatar, namely between November 7th and 11th, depending on the broadcasters, certainly around the 8th or 9th, assured Didier Deschamps, during a detailed interview with Parisian. And this competition will also be decisive for the future of Didier Deschamps, who was not given an extension before the World Cup. All my energy is focused on this event. I have this ability to place myself in immersion. There is no use, for the good of the players and the French team, of talking about the aftermath. There will be one, as always. I am in place with my staff, in full awareness of our mission and the immense challenge that awaits us, he said. But with the spectre of Zinedine Zidane looming over the Les Bleus emblem after each defeat, the current Les Bleus manager has been clear about his situation. Today, the place is not free, since I occupy it with my staff. Afterwards, everyone has the freedom to say what they want and how they want. On me, it has no impact. The interest today for the players and the whole team is to be successful at the World Cup. Anything that goes against this common goal is not necessarily a good thing. However, DD was still cautious about the rest of his career and a potential place at the French bench at Euro 2024. Honestly, I don't ask myself the question. It's not the news. We will see after the World Cup. I have never prepared a competition by extrapolating on its outcome. I am calm, serene. I am neither worn out nor tired. I am privileged to be coach of the Blues. This feature is everything I've always been looking for. The top level. I am very happy to be there. My body and my head need that, concluded the 2018 world champion. The Blues have an appointment against Australia on November 22nd. Frenkie de Jong, a Catalan or Mancunian player next season? This is a question that many people have been asking since the start of the summer market. The Dutch midfielder is highly coveted by the Red Devils, where Erik ten Hag dreams of building a team around his compatriot. On the side of Barcelona, they seem to be pushing to sell him and trim up the coffers a little, especially since the latest news, Barca cannot register the new signings, despite the activation of several levers. Why is the former Ajax midfielder still not at Manchester United? Quite simply because he does not want to join the English team and wants to stay in Barcelona. Meanwhile, the Barcelona management will have to pay him a substantial salary from this season, and that is partly why they want to part with him. And according to information from the Daily Express, Manchester United have a proposal that could definitely convince the Barcelonans to push De Jong to leave, in addition to lowering the cost of the operation a little. They would thus be ready to include Donny van de Beek in the deal, while Barca also want to enlist a midfielder. The media reports also indicate that Barca would not take a dim view of this option, far from it. Since his arrival at Manchester United in 2020, Van de Beek has never confirmed the hopes placed in him and had a less than anecdotal role at Old Trafford. Last season he played just 550 minutes in the league, split across 15 appearances. A role as a luxury in the middle at Barcelona could help revive his career. Okay, so the big story is here. Okay, it isn't a big story, but it is very funny because it is something that shows how much power Georgina wields over Ronaldo, but only does so for his own good. Georgina has actually banned Ronaldo from changing light bulbs in their mansion because she doesn't want her man to risk getting injured while changing the lights. The two have been together for 5 years now and are very much inseparable. During an interview, Georgina spoke about their lives when Ronaldo comes back from training. He doesn't cook. After training all morning, he deserves to find a good plate of hot food prepared with love at the table. We have a chef, and sometimes I cook, and changing a light bulb in our house is impossible. We have such high ceilings. If you were Cristiano Ronaldo, would you change a light bulb nearly 20 foot off the ground? Better not. Take care of yourself, and dedicate yourself to being the best at what you do. I'll take care of the rest. I make it all work out. I like to take care of my home and my family. Not just that, Ronaldo has hired some muscle to look out for him and his family. Being the richest player in England means that Ronaldo can be a target, so better safe than sorry, eh?